I got nothing else for WWE month. No offense, but even for in the beginning of January, I still got zero material. Maybe in September, I might do more videos dedicated to WWE. But for right now, I should probably just talk about my top 10 favorite wrestlers. Yeah, the interjection isn't anything special, but I really got nothing for this month, especially that I have other plans. Anyway, these are my top 10 wrestlers in WWE. Number 10. Kofi Kingston. 10 years ago, this guy debuted in WWE on ECW, and then during this time, he's become one of the most successful wrestlers in WWE. He won one of the minor champions, except the major champions, but hopefully when he's back to singles competition, he might be in the world title picture. Anyway, this guy is very athletic. He's very flexible, and he did one of the greatest moments in the Royal Rumble matches. For one, he has his hands on the mat, but not his feet, which means that he was using his arms and moved around to make sure he's not eliminated from the Royal Rumble. He did tons and tons of things in Battle Royals. And that's not even the best part about him. He's very flexible and one of the most popular wrestlers when it comes to high flying. He's fast and best of all, awesome. His finisher moves is Trouble in Paradise and the knee drop. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the finisher. But my point is, those finishers are very great. In my opinion, he should have been the World Heavyweight Champion by 2012. Because for one, he's been in the company for about 10 years. And for not once being a main eventer for any other pay-per-view. Sure, he may event some shows, but for all I heard, he's mostly a mid-carder. And it's very disappointing because he's been in the company for a very long time. And I really hope that he's a future WWE champion. I should talk about when the New Day came to the scene. At the end of 2014, the New Day was born. Big E Langston, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods teamed together. And then they became one of the new heels in the WWE. I don't hate the New Day, but I'm not a fan of Kofi Kingston being part of the New Day. I know his gimmick is getting old, but that's what makes him great. Here's the thing. I'm not into all the gimmicks that WWE did in the future with the other wrestlers who have been around most of the time. Kofi Kingston just feels perfect with his original gimmick, because it really suits for him. The New Day took time for everyone to get used to, but for me, it still didn't. Hopefully, sooner or later, the New Day might break up, but I highly doubt it's gonna happen because the New Day is starting to become way more popular than ever. This is why Kofi Kingston is low on the list. I just prefer Kofi Kingston in his Jamaican gimmick, not his New Day gimmick. No offense, but I'm not into every new gimmick, even if they're years old. Kofi Kingston has been in the company for 10 years, and he should have been WWE Champion by this point. Anyway, number 10 is Kofi Kingston. Number 9. Kurt Angle. Yes, you're shocked that he's number 9, but I have other popular wrestlers that are better than him. But it's just my opinion. Kurt Angle has been in WWE since 1999, and then he quit in 2006. But he returned in 2017. So I got you confused, I'm just making my point that I didn't screw up completely. Anyway, during his run in WWE was one of the best ones he had in the recent while. Facing Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21 was one of the best matches in WrestleMania history. And that's not even the best part about his career. He went through an Armageddon Hell in a Cell match in Armageddon 2000, and he won, still WWE Champion. He's one of the most successful wrestlers and more intimidating wrestlers I've ever seen so far. And that's not even the most of his character. When he returned, he became a Hall of Famer. And even though he wrestled in some matches, he still did the best he can of what he had when he got a little older at the age of 40 and close to 50. I'm not really disappointed that he left WWE in 2006 because he probably had other plans. All in all, Kurt Angle is the best wrestler in the entire world. Well, was, but you know that he's one of the best wrestlers. Number 8. Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I become one of the members of the last movement at one point, except that it died in February 2016 when he retired. There may be rumors that he might be returning at wrestling, but we don't know for sure. Daniel Bryan is one of the most successful young talents in the WWE. After the long war he'd been through, he main event WrestleMania 30, which in my opinion CM Punk should have main evented, otherwise he would never quit. Bottom line is, I still don't have a problem with Daniel Bryan winning the main event at WrestleMania because I really love him, and he really deserves everything. His talent is very amazing. He's a good submissions expert, very fast, and then during the first season of NXT, which was before NXT became popular, he did great promos like, "You are not better than me" against John Cena. And then when he completely got released because of a choking on Justin Roberts with a tie during the Nexus invasion, he returned at SummerSlam so he can able to team up with Team Cena against Team Nexus. Daniel Bryan has done a lot, and when he got lower to the bottom, he gets back in the top. During his run against the Authority from 2013-2014, it was one of my favorite storylines from him. Not because of the execution of the Authority was done well, but also the fact that Daniel Bryan proved that he can defeat the Authority all by himself. At the beginning of WrestleMania 30, he defeated Triple H to qualify in a triple threat match later tonight for the main event. And then later, he defeated Batista and Randy Orton for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That just pretty much proves that Daniel Bryan can do anything in one show by defeating all members except Ric Flair of Evolution. However, what keeps him away from being high on this list is his run in WWE. It's not short, but it's not long at the same time. He did compete before he came into NXT and into WWE with the Velocity tapings on SmackDown. However, when he appeared in WWE, his run was through 2010 through 2015. And even though he won every single champion minus the women's champion belts, which is very successful for someone who captured all the major and minor champions in the WWE, it's still disappointing that his run didn't last long. I mean, if he was still wrestling to this day, people would still have someone to admire with. I know Daniel Bryan has to take the doctor's advice to retire, but it would have been much more nicer if he actually competed a little longer. Because he may be a little old, but he's not too old, like in his 40s. Daniel Bryan is in his 30s right now. And hopefully, by the rumor state, I hope he returns and at least compete in WWE. I know he's going to compete in other wrestling promotions, but we never know what's going to happen next. Number 7. Chris Jericho. This guy made his debut in WWE in 1999, and ever since then, he's become one of the most popular and more successful wrestlers to this day. Even though he's starting to become older and soon to retire, he will still be a great Hall of Famer when his time is up. His rivalries against the other wrestlers in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era is one of the best he's done so far. And not only that, when decades later, when he's still around, he came up with new ideas like the List of Jericho and winning the United States Champion. Those accomplishments was new with Chris Jericho since he never did those before. He always brings something new, and the best thing about him, even outside of WWE, besides his band and Fozzy, which by the way I love the band, he can do great things and change the wrestling industry. And yes, I know I'm talking about the Japan thing that he had against his opponent. I'm sorry, I don't watch Japan wrestling. I just know what Chris Jericho did in Japan. Anyway, what he did is just sometimes exciting and out of nowhere. He's one of the contributors to wrestling in general. When he returns, it's a great comeback. And whenever he does something new, it's always popular. I mean, I prefer him as a face more than a heel. Now, his Best in the World gimmick is good, and while he really does what he proves to be the best in the world, I still think I prefer him to be Y2J instead of the best in the world. Even though that what he says is true. It's very sad that he's a limited wrestler now, since he's going with tours with Fozzy, and I'm not sure if he's going to return at the Royal Rumble this month, but if he does, it will probably be the same reaction of 2013's. I know, but we pretty much saw that same reaction in 2013. I really got nothing else to say about Chris Jericho except that he's a very talented wrestler. And even though his time might come to an end since he's getting a bit older, I just really hope that he becomes a Hall of Famer someday since he accomplished a lot. Even though he isn't a multiple time world champion in WWE. Number 6. Rey Mysterio. One of the wrestlers that WWE didn't bury was Rey Mysterio ever since they bought WCW. And for good reason. Rey Mysterio is one of the most magnificent wrestlers I've ever seen during the time in the Ruthless Aggression era. While during his reign as whatever champion was very difficult for him because he really needs to prove that he's a true champion, they put him through a lot of situations. I really think that WWE was trying to intimidate him, but considering the fact that he appealed years after 2006, I don't think WWE buried him. My point is that his wrestling moves is just magnificent. He's completely fast and very agile, to say the least. Actually, I didn't mean to say the least. I mean the more to least, because this guy is so amazing at what he does in the ring. He's so fast, and especially one of the champions he won against his competitors is just very amazing. Sometimes it's terrible like WrestleMania 25, but other than his World Heavyweight Championship win, his run was okay. As for the release of him in 2015, it's very disappointing, but hopefully he might return. Rey Mysterio is just one of those guys that you want to see in WWE because you know he can do a lot. He may be in his 40s, but he's still fast enough to compete. Number 5. Seth Rollins. Like I said in my last project, that Seth Rollins is the best wrestler in the Shield. He did a lot. When he sold out to the Shield was one of the best moments he did. And in my opinion, he's still in his 30s, but he's still a great wrestler for what he can do in the ring. His accomplishments is just great. Not only cashing in the WWE Champion at WrestleMania for the very first time in WrestleMania history, but also winning the United States Champion and becoming WWE Champion. I would feel that this decision was a very great way to make Seth Rollins a perfect and amazing wrestler. His reign as WWE Champion was long enough to be accepted, especially that he really proves that he can defeat wrestlers by himself. The only match that he didn't do good was against Brock Lesnar, mostly because of the interference of The Undertaker. But that's a different story. As for his in-ring abilities, it's just magnificent. I really love that they actually have cruiserweights to become main eventers. I just really don't like that WWE has to have strong wrestlers to main event all the time. They really need to understand that they should have young talent like Seth Rollins be main eventers. And trust me, the next entry on this list is going to be someone you pretty much knew a lot. And he's pretty much the same level as Seth Rollins. Well, even though he came before Seth Rollins came in, but you get the idea. Bottom line is, Seth Rollins is one of the greatest wrestlers of this time. And I really hope that he becomes Universal Champion or WWE Champion sometime in 2018.